Hi there, I'm Mahibi, I'm the C Coach, and welcome back to part two of the coaching approach to successful assignments. So, we're now continuing our exploration of this key stage as we're looking at the first 100 days of the assignee, their partner, and wider family on the ground. So, in our last video, we looked at the 100-day plan, and now we will be looking at faster integration for higher ROI. So what do we mean by faster integration to give us a higher return on our investment? So the ideal outcome here is that the assignee is going to feel that they've experienced very easy, smooth, and natural integration, and that they feel right from the start and throughout the assignment that they have made the right decision, not only for them, but also for their partner and the wider family. Slow integration allows doubts to settle in, and it also allows a vulnerable mindset to be curated. If we're focusing on factors such as homesickness, lack of self-esteem, a sense of failure, and increased questioning of their value within the organization, we are essentially allowing a vulnerable mindset of the assignee. So during the first 100 days, this is typically where the assignee feels most vulnerable. This is where that feeling of uncertainty is most heightened. Where there's uncertainty, there is an opportunity to start questioning the decision. Self-questioning, doubt creeps in, and therefore having open lines of communication between the employee and the organization, someone they trust, someone who has seniority, influence, the ability to create actions maybe for them or for other people within the organization, is key to show support to the employee and their wider family. The coaching approach puts the person at the heart of the process. So what we're really looking at as well is self-care. It's key to building resilience and a stronger mindset in this period of uncertainty. When we talk about uncertainty, what we're also referring to is this uncomfortable feeling. When things are unfamiliar to us, it feels uncomfortable, everything feels very uncertain, and that's when the feeling of things outside of our control, that feeling starts to creep in. So multiple research studies have found that a key component of self-care is social connections. Within work, we need to see this happen faster because of the heightened sense of uncertainty. It feels very uncomfortable, unfamiliar. Showing the assignee a strong and connected, healthy functioning relationships at work is key. It's key to relieving a part of that self-doubt and that questioning. It gives a sense of belonging when we see our value within a strong connection of people. We're showing the person that they are part of a wider community, that they belong, that their purpose is visible and present. So when we apply this notion to social connections outside of work, we are addressing the reality of this situation, that this person and their partner, wider family, they're not just foreigners within a new destination, but they're also trying to understand how to socially connect with the people around them. And this could be really different and very unfamiliar. So putting actions in place for the person to feel a sense of control, that they're able to build a social and fulfilling personal life is key for them and their wider family, experiencing joy and happiness. Joy is another key element of self-care. A coach allows space for exploration of what's important to that person. It might also be that during the transition, fresh start, new adventure, that the priorities of the person and their family, their partner, their values have shifted in some way. And therefore, the way that they gain joy and they're happy might be different. So an important aspect of the coaching approach is to define this new flow. What works for them in a new environment? What works for them in an alien lifestyle? So we're also taking into account not just the needs of the employee, also their partner and wider family. It's inevitable that through this exploration, we're not just highlighting the needs that are present, but we're also highlighting what's potentially missing. If the individual is solo, then this could also heighten feelings of loneliness or isolation. They're away from their family, their friends, potentially in a new time zone. So connecting back to the importance of that feeling of control, by sharing their feelings and emotions and then putting these actions in place, empowers the individual within this nature of uncertainty that we've talked about. So we're shifting from adverse to positive, down to high, narrow to wider, problems to solutions. So through this coaching approach and setting action plans, as a coach, I'd be asking the question how the results of these actions can support and benefit the person and also their partner, their relationship within the context of this new life. It's paramount to explore each case study for themselves, their own study of change. And it's based on the facts and the reality of what they're experiencing at that present time. What has the partner sacrificed? Are they grieving? What impacts have they burdened themselves with their own choice to support their partner, who is the assignee? We're driving toward the ideal conclusion of this exploration and planning, that this has all been worth it, that the gains outweigh the losses, ensuring that there's a reminder of this throughout the assignment. So we're going through checks and balances throughout the process. And this is an ideal exercise through a coaching approach by having a coach to support you to remind the individual of everything they've experienced up to this point and all the gains and the benefits that they are going to be receiving also. It's natural for humans to focus on the wrongs, on the mistakes, the what ifs, the should haves, but the coaching approach not only serves as a reminder, but it's also reaffirming that ownership of the decision that the employee had made right from the start. And we circle back to innovation. If we're an organization that is truly people-centric, there could be an opportunity to explore coaching for the partner. Of course, this is budgets allowing, but a more settled, relaxed, less stressed, less anxious partner diminishes the adverse impacts on the employee and how they bring themselves into the workplace. So we're also coming back to a healthier person outside of work is a healthier functioning person inside of work. So let's look at some reflective questions that I've put together in regards to faster integration equals higher return on investment. Are there any existing success measures based on what a successful integration looks like for the organization? So how are you measuring that at the moment? And how does this translate for the assignee? So from their point of view, what does success look and feel like? Who is ultimately responsible and has ownership of the integration assignee experience within the organization? And how do you account for impacts on the partner and the wider family in the current planning approach? And our lovely questions, what's missing at the moment from your existing global mobility and immigration policies that could easily be integrated? And then defining any key action points, projects, initiatives that require collaboration and sign off with other parts of the organization to improve your planning. So I'm Mahibi, and thank you very much for joining me in part 2.2, faster integration equals higher return on investment. In the next video, we'll be looking at learning the new organizational culture and ecosystem to support the assignee experience.